everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to do part 2 of the All About Me scrapbooking series. This part of the video will cover self-care and also nature. So 2 big categories, at least for me, and I'm excited to share with you all the different ideas that I have. Okay, let's get started on seeing the different ideas. Let's dive into self-care, which covers, I think, 6 or 7 ideas, but I'll go over them at the end like I have been doing. Self-care has a lot of pages, covers a lot of different topics under that one kind of umbrella of self-care. So this one is cycling. I was into cycling for a couple years. So this page is all about cycling, and I think I just had a really good ride and I was just proud of myself, so I decided to document that. And then here's another cycling one, and again, different color scheme, but I love it. And let's see, oh, there's one more over here where you see kind of just not feeling so great and just kind of bummed. I had a quote here that I included, talked about what was going on that had me like just feeling overwhelmed. This is a sick day page, and of course that comes under self-care, taking care of yourself while you don't feel so great. So I had a picture of my soup and my book that I was reading, and of course no selfies because I wasn't feeling so great, but just a simple page to document taking care of myself even when I'm not feeling so great. I also wanted to mention that this album is actually just bits and pieces. I don't think 2018 was completed. Yeah, 2018 was not completed. Mostly completed, but it's not quite. Oh, maybe I did include a selfie. I think I put a filter on my selfie, so that's always my cheat, and we'll talk about that later when we talk about taking selfies. Here is another cycling page. I was part of the Kelly Stamps creative team doing work with digital stamps for a really, really long time. So a lot of my pages have her stamps on them. I made this pattern in the background, added in some splatters, and I love using her stamps. I love digital stamps. And here is another self-care page, this time focused more on the season that I'm in. So season of summer, and just doing a grid design, and I love it. And I think the paints, I think I added paint. Yes, I did. I added some paint splatters in the background. That is so fun. You can also do bad days selfies. You're hiding in the kitchen with a cookie and some soda and just talking about how the day was kind of rough. And I think that is important to document the not so great days. Here's an idea to document your me day. I'm sure there's other ways that I have documented me days because I do love documenting those. But on this particular day, I think I was so focused on projects or just enjoying myself. This is the only picture I took. And so I just filled in these pockets with other pieces to document the day. A 2020 page, 8.5 by 11, using these funky page protectors. The only reason I say they're funky is because the sizes will not work with traditional 4x6 and 3x4 journaling cards. So I made all of my own cards playing off of the colors in my shirt and then adding in some green because green is my favorite. And then if we flip almost to the back, let me see if I can get it to move. We have another day where I got some me time. It was 2020, so I don't think my kids left the house, but I was able to get some time to myself, and I took some photos and just made a really fun grid, and I have some stamp clusters there. I think this again is a Kelly Stamps project, so lots of digital stamping there. Another bad day, kind of a day, like a mental health day, and I took a picture and then just added a filter to it. And of course, this was a project for Kelly Stamps using the anxiety stamp set, and I really enjoyed putting this together and documenting it. I think I remember that this was like one of my first mental health type projects, so it was really special to put together. Here's another one that kind of documents not a rough day, but it was being sarcastic. Adulting is hard, and I tried something different with the washi tape, going off to kind of do like a mind map of, you know, what was going on during the day or during the week. And this one kind of does the juxtaposition of like how one day is great and then the next one you're kind of like going slow, and so that's what I documented right there. At the beginning of the year, sometimes I like to document what I'm hoping to accomplish for the year, and so I will just use a selfie and then talk about what I'm trying to work towards. And I consider that kind of a self-care thing, just talking about your goals and trying to set some intentions for the year. Next up is talking all about working out. I started working out in the middle of 2020, and this was the end of 2021. So I wanted to document how I'm gonna go into the next year with my goals. And there was some like places on this photo that I could definitely use to make clusters, and that's what I decided to do. And I even used a funky shape hexagon and I cut it in half. Something totally different. This page just documents how my progress was going. I believe this is for 2021. Somehow I wound up taking the same photo 2 years in a row, and then when I got to the third year I kept taking that photo. So that's kind of what this is, just showing progress. And this page came together so quickly with all digital pieces. I even printed some things out on clear sticker paper. Another workout page, but this one was more geared to not only using the workout photo, but using it as a prompt-based page to wrap up February. So it could be considered also a end page, which is something that I love to do. And a more recent workout page that I put together when I was wrapping up the 2022 album, this one right here that I just recently shared, was this page to open up August. I had 2 workout photos, so I included those as my opening page. And one last idea for self-care is getting your hair done or any type of pampering. And I love documenting getting my hair done. I kind of went all out with this page for Kelly stamps. I used filters, and I was really big into Snapchat for a while, and I think I mentioned that already, that I love using Snapchat sometimes to just take a silly picture, use a silly filter, and just make it easy to document a quick page. But for this one, I used lots of stamps and lots of bright colors, and I really wanted to document my new fancy hair. Right along with pampering is trying out new beauty routines, and that is what I have here. I was trying out some eye patches or under eye patches, and I decided, hey, you know what? Why don't I take a selfie? So that's a fun one that you could document. This next example is from 2017, and I still had very little kids, so I had Oma watch the kids for a day, and I celebrated with selfies outside and used a ton of In a Creative Bubble digitals to bring this page together. And it was so much fun to make. Again, I think this is one of my first hybrid type projects because this is my first hybrid album. I also added several digital stamps here and a bunch of acrylic pieces from Color Cast Designs. Here is a very simple pocket page where I documented a walk and just kept it very simple with pink and yellow, and I love it. This one over here covers lots of different areas. Again, I just wanted to take a break and have some reading time. So I sat down and read my book, got a picture of it. And so this covers, you know, getting a selfie, reading, rest, self-care, so many different areas. This page right here, I used the Ellie Edwards Glow Story Kit to make a kind of overall compilation page of working out and how much working out means to me. And I stuck with a 3x2 size, I believe, and then just collected all the different photos and also cut out this title here. This one was back in 2021. It was when I had just started working out. I wanted to use the Bloom Story Kit to talk about my progress. And so I had a lot of fun with the different die cuts that I cut out with my Cameo and also the title. And I actually found another music page, but again, this could go along with not only music, but self-care. I was having some me time and enjoying rock it out to some music. I even made this fancy little cassette tape, and then you can flip it out and it just shares like my playlist, and had so much fun making that. And I probably should make it again soon, but I love it. A simple page using a lot of digital products and a digital template from Shannon Pages. I really want to put something here to kind of protect the album. I feel like it has gotten marked up a little bit, but I added in pictures from like what a perfect day for me would include. Here's another fun one. I really loved these selfies that I took while I was just enjoying the spring grass, and I decided to play off of not only the green but also the yellow and use a bunch of my Ellie's Studio stash to complete this page. So self-care ideas, what types help you the most? Self-care working out. If you don't work out, then just pick something else or just skip it all together. If you're in a season where you cannot work out. I was in a season where I couldn't work out for a very long time. Self-care, rest, what does that look like for you? Self-care, preventing burnout or documenting burnout. Self-care and mental health, beauty routines, and pampering yourself. So those are the ideas for self-care. Let's move on to the next section. The next section is going to be nature. And for me, again, that's a big part of something that I enjoy. So when you're taking a look at how you're going to document yourself, think about the things that you enjoy. It kind of reminds me of like a school activity when you'd get like a piece of paper or a pie chart and you'd break down all the pieces that make it me. And this is one for me. So let's get into some nature examples. This is from 2017. I think I used a Sahin Designs kit and a ton of Color Cast Designs pieces. So just a simple page. I love shadow photos and I love family selfies, but shadows, pictures, they are the best. This one I loved, and you know, going through these albums, I'm finding more and more ideas that I need to just write down and like repeat. And this is definitely one of them, black and white. And I love it. Normally you do the photos black and white, right? But on this one, I did black and white with the products and I love it. Except for this photo. This was a shadow photo and I think it had more green in it. So I was just going with focusing on the sunset, and we were at a park, and I love how this one came together. It's so good. Another one that again crosses many different boxes. I have a selfie. This takes place in the fall, and it also has to do with nature. So lots of different topics in one page. Again, a shadow photo and celebrating autumn and being able to go to a pumpkin patch. This was another really fun project to make for Ellie's Studio. I helped out on my daughter's kindergarten field trip, and as I was doing research about the forest and good things about the forest to teach the kindergartners, I came across the word Shinrin Yoku, which is a Japanese word that means forest bathing, and it quickly became like my favorite word. So I used it in this project to document the trip that we had taken from my perspective, focusing on our hike in Santa Cruz and mainly going monochromatic, and turned out fabulous. Here's another one that again checks off a lot of the boxes. Remember how I was saying that I didn't have a lot of winter? Well, this is another winter one. I was having a very hectic day and I just took a moment to breathe and enjoy the scent of the rain and pause. And so here is me enjoying nature. Very simple page. I wish I had added the journaling, but I think because this photo just invokes such a powerful memory that I kind of remember what it was. But I should add a note for anyone that would look at this in the future, right? Another nature page from 2017, starting out on a hike, and then I just did some repeat stamping there, did some stamping in the background, and then just added a tree right on top. This is a great nature themed page. Here's one from 2021 where I was at the ocean and I replicated, kind of the ocean waves with this fun stamp. I think it's probably meant to be kelp, but I used it for this and it was a great stamping technique that I did. This one over here, again, is all about being in nature and cycling and this vivid flower that I found on my bike ride. And so just lots of different ways to document nature. I actually even ended this album documenting the special lupin field that we found. So nature just has a lot of possibilities for me when it comes to scrapbooking the different nature stories. A 2019 story using the Breathe kit. I had just discovered transparencies, I think, and so I did a whole page using the transparency digital brushes and just talking about getting outside for a hike, lots of journaling cards and word phrases. So pretty. And then right after that is another page about a hike I took with my husband. I broke this acrylic piece. Well, actually, I think it came separate, but I put it on each of the different sections. So here's a simple like traveler's notebook style page about nature. This is kind of my opening page for May, which is why I did the stamping for May, but I really loved these flowers and I think they have an unusual name too. Something to do with pirate or something, but I really love them. They're down in my neighborhood and I used some butterfly punch to punch out shapes there. A fun fall hike from 2021 with my husband. I used a Tracy Reed kit and I took a picture of the first like red leaf that I saw. Again, took a strip of photos and just matted it there. And a lot of my nature projects will feature my husband since one of our activities that we love to do together is hiking. So great little fall page. Another hike with my husband. This time it was in February. And this was going to be my focal page. And so I thought, why don't I do this card over here so it kind of coordinates? But then I didn't really think about how when you turn this page, it's kind of missing something, or at least it feels like it. I don't know. But I had a lot of fun with this new stamp set, or at the time it was a new nature themed stamp set for Everyday Explorers. And then just documenting nature and adding in all kinds of stampy layers. Here's another hike. This one was more of a summer hike. I remember we took it right after our kids went back to school, so we went out to have a fun little hike, and I had just subscribed to the Studio Calico kit and I wanted to try it out. So I tried it out and I used some Scrap and Happy Studio flares. Here's a fun nature example. I went all out with this Tracy Reed kit that she put out about hiking. I wanted to do a cluster trail kind of right there with this great photo that my husband took of me on the hike. And then I had a 4x8 insert with another large photo and then this pocket page. So just had, like I said, a lot of fun with this kit. Here's another one. I know a lot of my pages have to do with hiking with my husband, but that, like I said, is something we love to do. So I loved this October photo and this digital stamp. So I used it and printed out the photo really big and then just added in all these die cut leaves and also a flip up to tell the story. Here's another nature one where there's like no people photo. It's just my feet in a rainbow of red leaves. I love going to this specific spot to see the red leaves, and I had to document that, and then kept it very simple over here with a grid. Here's one that's all about getting out on a walk, and I wanted to document the changes in spring around my neighborhood and also play with a stamp set. Turned out very busy and happy and colorful, and a great way to document my nature walk. Here's another nature one that doesn't have a people photo, it doesn't have me in it. It just has this photo right here, but it talks more about currently. So I have a nature photo, but I kind of drifted away from the topic of nature and talked about what I'm looking forward to with the new month. This one was super fun to put together. My husband and I were on a hike and we found a field of poppies. So I decided to go all out with the stamping right there and also making a custom background paper and then adding in a bunch of other photos of our nature walk. This one is just a selfie, and I wanted to try out a monochromatic layout with a bunch of different Tracy Reed die cuts and also just a pop of gray. So as you can see, a lot of examples in just this one album. Okay, and last example, because like I said, I could go on and on about nature examples. They are all over the place in my albums. This one, I took a summer hike with my husband, and it was kind of a year where there wasn't a lot of water in the lake, and because of that, you wound up with this massive field of wildflowers. And my husband took a bunch of photos, and they were great photos, which is awesome. Doesn't always happen. So I took the July Stories by the Month kit, and I used a journaling card to make the background paper and add a strip here, and it turned out so pretty. It's a great color scheme. That one of the things I wanted to share was sometimes people say you go on a mental health walk or a stupid mental health walk, and so this is kind of an example of that. I was just having a real bad day and I decided to get out of the house, and it really brought joy to my day. So definitely document those stupid mental health walks, but I did not choose to put that as my title. I suppose I could next time I go on a mental health walk. So here are the ideas, and again, just like the reading section, I'm surprised I don't have more ideas. So nature is going on a walk, nature and self-care, nature with family and friends, and then nature in your home with plants inside or outside. And what does it mean to you? Is it important to you? Is it not important? That kind of thing. So we have made it to the end of another part of the All About Me scrapbooking ideas. So this is part 2. Next week will be part 3. I hope you guys are continuing to enjoy these. I am loving putting them together and sharing my ideas. All right, I hope you have a great day. Bye.